Floyd Mayweather has always had a reputation for being a jealous person. It's one of the reasons why he can't sign future potential superstars to Mayweather Promotions. They all end up saying the same thing. Adrian Broner end up saying the same thing and has even warned Tank. Now, we all know that Tank has come out and he's released some tweets about Floyd, basically saying how he feels and basically saying the same thing. He's jealous. He's jealous. I think, number one, for Tank Davis to even be taken serious in his situation and serious as a man in his situation, one of the first things that he can do is stop deleting his tweets. Okay, if anything, it gives the people over you more confidence that they got you exactly where they want you. Because, Tank Davis said he's grown now and he's a man. As a man, you should be able to stand on what you say. When you tweet and delete, tweet and delete, tweet and delete, it shows them, it shows us and everybody else that they still have power over you, even to the point you can't even freely express yourself, which is something that every human being should be allowed to do. The only reason why you delete it is you're afraid of the consequences or the control that they might have over you, your situation, and your future. So tweeting and deleting is not a display or a position of power. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop doing it. If that's how you feel, listen, if you only tweet knowing you're going to delete it, then you shouldn't even tweet it. Don't pretend like you can do or say something that you really can't say only to delete it an hour later. Stop doing that. It doesn't help your situation. Now, as far as Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather goes, and him not liking Floyd, and the stuff that Adrian Broner talks about, it just reminds me of Mike Tyson, and I never understood why Mike Tyson never really liked Floyd Mayweather, even though Mike Tyson always gives Floyd Mayweather his props, because Mike just real like that. But I could always pick up on that Mike Tyson never liked Floyd. And do you know why Mike Tyson never liked Floyd? Because when Mike Tyson was going through his legal situation, Floyd Mayweather paid for the lady's legal fees and legal team to take Mike to court. The one that was accusing Mike of rape, Floyd Mayweather paid for her entire legal team to go against Mike. And that's why Mike never really liked Floyd, because he offered to help pay for the legal fees for the lady that was accusing him of something that he didn't do. Now, what do you take from that situation? Number one, with all the females and the women in the world Floyd could mess with or help out or do whatever, he went out of his way to help out a lady that was taking down another fellow Hall of Famer, another fellow boxer, another successful black athlete caught up in the traps of being accused of something that more than likely nobody with fame and millions of dollars has to do. All because you wanted to be in good favor with this woman because you either probably wanted to date her or sleep with her yourself. Out of all the women in the world, how many of us know people like that? There's people like that exist. And what the thing about Floyd is Floyd leads with his money. He's a man that leads with his money, both in his friendships and his relationships with women. He leads with his money. And then he doesn't understand why nobody's loyal to him, because at the end of the day, nobody truly respects somebody like that, no matter how much money that you have. Floyd doesn't understand that because Floyd never had a life. Floyd's entire life was boxing. Eat, sleep, boxing. Study, train, road work. To achieve anything in this world, you got to give up something. And sacrifice and obsession is a must to achieve that goal. But in the process of sacrifice and being obsessed, you're going to come back with some character flaws from your driven mentality. And that is one of being narcissistic. That if you don't check it in, if you don't have people around you that's going to keep you grounded, then you could lose yourself. And Floyd Ben lost himself because he's been so ambitious. And there's no way you would be that ambitious like him and like Kobe Bryant without getting some narcissistic character traits. That's something that you have to watch. You know, bodybuilders can develop it. Anybody who has to be obsessed with themselves to it. Because in this world, you have to. Because a lot of people are going to tell you that you can't. And you need superior belief in yourself. Superior. You need it. So I understand how it develops. But it'll get to a point where you don't know how to cut it off. And it can consume you and you'll lose yourself. Your true character, and you think everything is evolved around money. You can't make women love you off money. You can't make men respect you off money. That has to do with your character at the end of the day. This is why somebody like Gervonta Tank Davis, who has nowhere near the money that Floyd has, the clout, the reach, the pull, or none of that, can take a woman from Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd is nothing new to it. Floyd is dogged and mistreated his friends just to get at their girlfriends, their wives, their sisters, and everything else. That's nothing new to Floyd. You know? But that never should get to the point where it blocks business. I think no matter what these two are going through, because it's sideline chick emotions, these guys should still be able to come together to make the bottom line. The bottom line is residuals. The bottom line is money. Now, when you can't do that, then you have a problem. And Floyd more than Gervonta Tank Davis, because Floyd has been here for years. He's been on top for years. He's drove in every fucking car. He's ate the best of foods. He slept in the best hotels. He's been on the best yachts, luxury cars, clothing, everything. Women here, women there, everything. So Floyd should still not be tripping over the average. Floyd should be so calm and comfortable in his skin, it should be ridiculous. Except he's still uneasy. And he's still insecure about some things. To the point the youth feels hated on. And this is why he can't get anybody to sign with him. Because they have to be worried, will you be jealous of me? Even though I'll probably never get close to achieving what you achieve, I still have to be concerned. Is my boss only going to get me to a certain level? Because he don't want me to get nowhere near close of what he has achieved. And you're supposed to be a promoter with that kind of reputation out here. It doesn't work that way. And with Gervonta Tank Davis voicing his opinion, it's only going to ensure in the future that more people are not going to sign with you. So what you want to do? You want to get out here and box, or you want to promote these fighters? A lot of people looking at Floyd sideways for having a press conference when the fighter that you're promoting is having a press conference and putting your fight before the fighter that you're promoting to fight. I mean, that's some, there's no way to put it. It's some lame ass shit. It's some weak ass shit. And it just amazes me how bad Floyd has this as a character flaw. You know, but for the same reason Mike Tyson didn't like him, probably for the same reason Gervonta Tank Davis didn't like him, for the same reason Adrian Broner had a problem with Floyd. It's the same shit, man. You know, but how I look at it is, it's fucked up when two men can't come together to make no damn money. Or it stops them from being able to make money. It lets you know that money is obviously not the most important thing to Floyd. Recognition and clout is. It's a shame to be that old and still feel like that. He still doesn't feel whole. So let that be a lesson to everybody out here chasing the money. It's not going to make you feel whole. It's not going to make you feel secure inside as a man. Floyd proves that. He proves that over and over and over again. That's why I always preach character. Character is your money. You don't need $1 million if you got $1 million character. It'll get you to the $1 million. You know, be a quality person. Be a person of value. You got to be a person of value. If you're a person who's going around just leading with money, you have no value. Because truthfully, the money has no value. Truthfully. Because it's not real. It's not backed up by anything. It's not, you know, and that can't buy you genuine respect, and it can't buy you genuine love. Something that Floyd is lacking in his life. You know, so therefore he acts out. He feel like if he can stun on you or do this or do that, you know, everything that Floyd has done to these other people to make them feel that way, that's Floyd speaking to himself. You know, Floyd's doing that because Floyd's hurt. You know what I'm saying? Hurt people. You know? So as long as you keep putting that karmatic energy out of there, you know, you never gonna really have nobody around who's really ever gonna give a fuck about you. And trust me, that's what Floyd wants more than anything. Floyd wants genuine, authentic friendship and love. And he know he can never get it. So he leaves everything with money. Try to keep people in relationships with him by promising them movie roles and all that other stuff. I mean, that's sad, man. That's sad. Somebody don't want to be with you. They don't want to be with you at the end of the day. But that's the kind of shit that Gervonta Tank Davis is over there putting up with. And this is a young man who's supposed to be able to look up to somebody like Floyd without fear of him stifling him or keeping him down. And he doesn't even have that support over there when it comes to Mayweather promotion. So with that being said, he might not deal with Mayweather anymore, but he'll still be a PBC fighter, because anything that Floyd does, Al Heyman is attached to it. Period. So if you think it's just Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather running Gervonta Tank Davis, you're mistaken. Best believe Al Heyman got a part to play in what you see going on with Gervonta Tank Davis. And maybe Gervonta Tank Davis need to boss up and just get his own situation. But you'll never be able to boss up and get your own situation or even be taken seriously if you're constantly tweeting and deleting. Shows that they still run you. Shows they still own you. It shows that you still have fear of what they control over you. And you can't stand by your word. And you can't speak up for yourself. You know, not in the proper way, because you're definitely not doing it in person. So the only way you're going to do it is on Twitter. And when you do it on Twitter, you delete it. So if your situation is not that great, doing shit like that doesn't make it any better. So if you're folding on Twitter, I can imagine the kind of folding that Gervonta Tank Davis does when he's in a room with these guys, when he's in a meeting with these guys, when he's on the phone with these guys. If you folding on Twitter, you're folding in all those other situations too. So before I think you can make your situation better, you first got to be a man over your situation, you know. And I know it's difficult when these people sign your checks and whatever and whatnot, but you a star now. Leverage your power. Get a good team around you that's going to leverage your power for you. Recognize what you bring to the table. Recognize what you are in the sport. Recognize what you are to that side of the promotional company. And just, you know, hold your nuts and pull rank and see where you'll end up. And then get your own situation and control it. But the reason why most people go through this is simply because they don't want to have to be the one to use their brain to think about their situation. They want to be able to pass it off to somebody else and just concentrate on doing A, B, and C. But if you want a better situation, a man controls his situation from top to bottom as much as he can and lives his whole life eliminating the middleman. That's how that shit works. If you're not doing that, And if you're not trying to do that, then there's no point in acting out or saying anything about Floyd Mayweather and the promotional company and people being jealous. You might as well just go along with the program. That's my thoughts on that. I'm out.